Opposition to Putin's war is alive on Moscow's street, but no trace of it is covered on Russian TV. Moscow CNN. More than 6,400 Russians have been arrested in anti-war protests since President Vladimir Putin's troops invaded Ukraine, but not one bone-crunching detention has made it to state TV. Navigating the paradoxes of Putin's authoritarian rule is a way of life here. Intuition, nor nourished by the lifetime of state-fed lies get most people through, and for many it consists of a quiet life with a steady income. But what's happening now may be challenging some to push out of the old boundaries of the sea, but don't question orthodoxy that historically reinforced Putin's grip on fire. Power. By Tuesday morning in Moscow, more than 1 million signatures had been added to the Russian language Change.org petition against the war in Ukraine. On Moscow's street, police bans loiter. At most major intersections, riot-ready cops menace the sidewalks, and the city's fabled Pushkin Square, once popular protesters' haunt, is surrounded by the vast metal barricade. What's going on is an all too obvious overt opposition to Putin's rule. The cost of joining the government warns it could be arrest and a criminal record that leaves a mark on the person's future. Protests are only considered for approval if requested no more than 15 days in advance and no less than 10, and even then there is no guarantee it will get annulled. Putin has no reason to publicize their anger at his rule and every reason to snuff it out. Instead of anti-war protests, the Kremlin's vast constellation of newspapers, magazines, and websites and TV stations keep up a steady drumbeat of anti-Ukrainian propaganda that tries to rationalize the regions their brothers, sons, and husbands have been sent to war and possibly their death hundreds of miles away. People take part in the demonstration against war in Moscow, Russia on February 24th. Kremlin has all but crushed the Russia's independent media and is gagging what's left of them. 10 publications got a letter late last week from the country's communications watchdog, warning them not to use the word invasion, attack, and declaration of war under threat of having access to their publications restricted. The same letter said that correct information about the special military operation, as the Kremlin calls the war, was freely available on government website. But Putin doesn't control all of the narratives all the time. The generation here has grown up willfully ignorant of state disinformation. We need instead on social media, and so are impervious to the lies to called their parents. They are, however, still contained by the massive state security infrastructure that is real muscle behind the state media's messaging. In short, they think for themselves, want the freedoms that come with that awareness, but are bound by the brutality they meet when they protest. One young woman CNN met on the margins of the first night of protest on Thursday was near tears, explaining he loves Russia but not her leader, so has concluded she must leave the country. There is a real frustration in that generation, but they are minority, less than 10% of the nation. Instead, the latest polling by the Russian Public Opinion Research Center, a state-owned but nevertheless internationally respected organization, found that 68% of people say they support the decision to carry out the special military operation. 22% oppose it, and 10% had difficulty answering. It is a sobering assessment that when Putin puts his finger in the wind of public opinion, he can be reasonably sure it is blowing in the direction he instructed his state organs to set it. CNN's Nathan Hogg and Jill Doherty contributed reporting.